Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Wisdom of Women Bhagavad Gita classes. Yeah, let us start today's session again by doing Mangalacharan. Okay. Yes, in today's session, we are going to discuss about chapter 5, which is action in Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yeah, let us quickly do Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय जगत गुरु पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Yes. Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji, Standvat Pranam. Let us start our 5th chapter today. Action in Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yeah, this session is also dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yes, the acronym for this chapter is STEP, S-T-E-P. S stands for Stay in the World, T for Three Doers, E for Equal Vision, and P for Peace Formula. Stay in the World, 1 to 12 shlokas deal with this one. Three Doers, 13 to 16. Equal Vision, 17 to 26. Peace Formula, 27 to 29. So we have total of 29 shlokas in this chapter. And these are the concepts that are going to be discussed in today's session. Yeah, stay in the world. How can we stay in this world? Okay, do we have to stay in the world, or do we have to leave everything in this world? If we have to stay in the world, how we have to do our activities by staying in the world? All those details we'll discuss in the section 1. In section 2, we'll see who are the three doers. So generally we know we are the doers, but there are two more doers. Who are they and how they are related to each other? We can discuss on that in this section. And in the third section, we'll discuss about equal vision. So what should be our vision? If it is equal vision, how can we develop such equal vision? That we are going to discuss in this section. And in the fourth section, we are going to discuss about peace formula. So if everybody wants to live in peace, but if we want to stay peacefully, what is the formula that we should be aware of so that we can live peacefully? That part we'll discuss in the fourth section. Okay. Yes, stay in the world, Arjuna's doubt. Before that, let us quickly recap the first four chapters acronyms. The first chapter acronym is
Doubt.
doubt. Okay. Second,
Gita.
Gita.
Gita. Third chapter,
Yes.
years. Third chapter, tree.
Tree.
Fourth chapter,
Ear.
years. Correct. And now the fifth chapter, it is
Step.
step. Okay. So are you noting down the full forms of these acronyms? Like when I say years, what does E stand for? What does A stand for?
Eternal.
Yeah,
Eternal
eternal knowledge. A for accurate understanding.
Accurate
R for
understanding.
reactions. S for surrender. So if you can remember this, you would be able to relate the concepts that we have discussed on that particular section. Okay, on that particular day. Fine. Let us move on to the fifth chapter, step. Yes. So this chapter is also starting with Arjuna's question. Let us see what is Arjuna's question. Arjuna vacha sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi yachreyayetayorekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all you ask me to renounce work and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? So Arjuna is again expressing his confusion here in the very first sloka of our chapter. He is saying, first of all, you ask me to renounce my work, and then again you are recommending me to work with devotion. What shall I do now? Do I have to renounce my work or do I have to work with devotion? So please tell me what is more beneficial. So have you heard of similar question anywhere in our discussion? Arjuna's confusion about what shall I do now?
In
Similar
third
kind of
chapter, I
question.
guess.
Yes, third chapter, very first sloka, also Arjuna asks similar kind of question. So because in the second chapter, Krishna had given the complete knowledge and Arjuna was completely confused. So he asked Krishna, so what should I do now? Shall I have to leave everything or shall I have to perform activity? Why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? You remember that? So Arjuna asked this question. So uh, Krishna explained what he has to do in that chapter. And after that, Krishna explained about the fourth chapter, transcendental knowledge, about Krishna's appearance and when does Krishna appear, what will he do when he appear. So all these details Krishna explained. But now again, Arjuna is getting a similar question. So you are saying you are asking me to renounce work, and then you are also saying to work with devotion. So what should I do now? So we might get the question, where did Krishna say to renounce work and where did Krishna say to work with devotion? Basically, at the end of the fourth chapter, Krishna says, you leave everything and fight. But in the years, what was yes we discussed yesterday? Yes,
Surrender.
surrender. Surrender. So generally, in the devotional way, when we say surrender, we usually think of this way, like I leave all my material activities and I have to completely surrender to the spiritual master and I have to do all my works on the spiritual plane. Is it so? Yes or no? Right? So Arjuna also got the confusion. You are saying you asked me to surrender to you. So if I surrender to you, I am not supposed to do the battle. And again, you are saying at the end of the fourth chapter, with this knowledge, you cut away all your doubts and then you fight. So I'm confused again, Krishna. Shall I have to surrender to you, leaving everything, or shall I have to fight in the battle? So please explain me. So again, Now Krishna says that, let us see what is Krishna going to answer for this. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sanyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreyasya Karavubhau Tayostu Karma Sanyasat Karma Yogo Visishyate. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So Krishna is saying again that both, whatever you are saying, renunciation of work, leaving everything is also good, and work and devotion is also good. Both are good for liberation. But out of these two, working in devotional service is best. Okay, it is better than renunciation of work. Let us see what is Krishna saying now in this context. Basically, it is Arjuna asking the same question in third chapter and fifth chapter. Krishna said, both are good, but for you, you work with knowledge. You remember third chapter? So, do you have to renounce with knowledge or work with knowledge? What did Krishna suggest there?
Work with
Work with
knowledge.
knowledge.
Work with knowledge. Yeah. Now also, Arjuna is asking, shall I have to renounce my work or shall I have to work in devotion? Again, Krishna is saying both are good, but for you, it is better to work in devotion than renouncing the work. Let us see how Krishna drives this discussion further. Okay. So, let's say when somebody asks the same question to us multiple times or like twice, if we give the same explanation to the person again, um, is it that would he be able to understand it, or shall we have to explain the same concept in a different perspective? What is the best way?
Explaining in different
Different
perspective.
Yeah, correct. So Arjuna expressed the same question twice. Krishna had given one set of explanation in third chapter, but now Krishna is driving this explanation in a different perspective. Let us see how Krishna takes this chapter ahead. Yeah, so this is one of the important shlokas of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and this shloka is related to our current context. Let us see what does this shloka says. प्रापञ्चिकतया बुद्ध्या हरिसम्बन्धिवस्तुनः मुमुक्षुभिः परित्यागो वैराग्यं फल्गुखत्यते. The rejection of an object related to Hari by seekers of liberation based on consideration of being mundane is called useless non-attachment, Falgu Vairagya. So, basically, the shloka has been taken from a very famous book called Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So, yesterday we have discussed about the parampara. You remember, I have shown a list of acharyas. It is starting from Krishna, Brahma, Narada, down to Srimadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yes, in that parampara, we have one of the acharyas with the name Srila Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami has given a very prominent teachings through his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. It is like a law book for devotion. So in that book, Rupa Goswami says this words. So what is this word saying is प्रापञ्चिकतया बुद्ध्या हरिसम्बन्धि वस्तुनः मुमुक्षुभिः परित्यागो वैराग्यं फल्गु कथ्यते. Let us say, with the aim of renouncing this world, let us say if we are renouncing all the items or all the things that are actually used in the service of the Lord, then that kind of renunciation is actually called a false renunciation, a falgu vairagya. So Rupa Goswami is saying this. So let me try to explain this to you by an example. Now, let us say we are using this mobile, laptops, and all to listen to Bhagavad Gita sessions. Now, if somebody comes to us and say, no, no, if you want to practice bhakti, you have to leave everything. You are not supposed to use anything. So, this is not the path of spirituality. You are not supposed to acquire things. You have to leave everything. So, if they say like this, then will we be able to connect like this in a Zoom platform and able to listen to the Krishna Katha, basically Bhagavad Gita? No, right? So basically, the things may be mundane here, laptop, mobile, whatever the devices that we are using here, they might be material things, but uh, how we are using those items. If we are using those things for our own enjoyment, then they would be considered material things. But if we are using the same items in receiving the knowledge that is related to Bhagavad Gita, then those items actually become spiritual, isn't it? Yes or no? The nature of items doesn't depend on the item itself, but it depends on the usage of the item. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So now, Arjuna, if you renounce everything here, then that is called Falgu Vairagya. You are not supposed to renounce things. There are few things that are actually used in the service of the Lord. They are supposed to be included in your life. You are not supposed to renounce them. So what happened, in the at the time of Corona, usually before Corona, all this knowledge, like when we have to give Bhagavad Gita knowledge to people, what it was usually like, they would be getting an invite and all the people have to come to the temple for on the weekends, at least like Saturday, Sunday, and they'll stay in the temple for 2 to 3 hours and they would receive this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Now, after Corona, what happened is social gatherings were almost stopped, right? But can we stop this sharing of this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita for that reason? No, we cannot. So what happened is, His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj, one of the famous Maharaj in ISKCON, so he suggested that this knowledge should be given to everyone, irrespective of it is Corona or whatever it is. So let us try to think in a innovative way. Let us use these platforms where we actually use these platforms in our office meetings, right? Like Zoom, Teams, all these we'll use in our office calls, meetings. But let us try to use them to share this knowledge. So if that idea is not implemented, would we be able to meet like this today and would we be able to get this knowledge? No, right? Generally,
No.
spirituality, if people think of it, they say like you have to be away from gadgets, like you're not supposed to use electronic gadgets, you should live a very simple life. Simple life is okay, but we can use everything provided if those things are actually helping us in connecting to the divine knowledge. Okay, if we renounce them also with the intention that they are not actually good for us, then that is not a real renunciation. That is a false renunciation. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Yeah. So Krishna is trying to give further few more details about working in devotion and incomplete renunciation. So Krishna suggested work and devotion is the best option. But let us see the differences between what happens when we work in devotion and what happens when we do incomplete renunciation. First one is allows us to act from our eternal position. And incomplete renunciation, it is soul is active, difficult position to maintain. You see, when we observe ourselves, is there any time, or let me just put it this way, let's say we have a very hectic week, and in the weekend we feel like we want to take some rest. Okay, so we would like to spend some time with our family and friends. We just want to stay away from work, stay away from everyone, just enjoy the holiday mood, and we will enjoy that weekend. Let's say if somebody is asking us to take that vacation for 6 months to 1 year, or 2 years, or 3 years, and you are asked to stay completely away from everything and everyone and be calm, like you don't have to do anything. Literally, you don't have to do any activity, you just have to take rest. Is it possible for us to do that? Just think of it. No,
No,
right?
ma'am. No.
Not at all,
That is
because
not the case.
doing activity is actually the nature of the soul. You cannot suppress yourself in doing something. Of course, when we are completely frustrated or vexed up with doing something, we might need some break. But if somebody says you can take the break for your whole life, then what happens is we'll get mad. Yeah, yes? So we cannot stay away from work, or we cannot control ourselves without doing anything for very long time. For some time it is okay, but for a long time it is not possible, because it is our innate nature. Soul is active. So we are all souls. Yes or no? You remember this point? Yes?
Yes, Mataji.
As a soul, it is our nature to be active. So when we are doing something which is in sync with our nature, will it be easy for us or will it be difficult for us?
Easy.
Difficult.
I'm asking, when we are doing something which is in sync with our nature, will it be easy or difficult? In sync.
Easy, Mataji.
Easy,
only.
right? Easy. So what I said, doing something, activity is the nature of the soul. So working in devotion, there is a scope for activity. So we don't have to suppress our nature. We can freely act when we do work in devotion. But whereas in incomplete renunciation, you are asked to not to do any work. Then this is like going against our nature. Yes or no? Then will it be easy?
No.
So
No.
yeah. So activity is our nature, and if somebody says you're not supposed to do anything, you have to sit idle, then that is going to be like a very, very, very big struggle for us. So incomplete renunciation, that's why this is called incomplete renunciation. This type of renunciation is not natural to us. So Arjuna, so that's why Krishna is saying, why do you want to take something which is artificial to you? Let us take the path that is natural, in sync to your nature. That is working in devotion. Yes. And the second one is it purifies the heart. And incomplete renunciation, it doesn't purify the heart. So when we work in devotion, as I said, when we engage our senses, when we engage our mind, when we engage our intelligence in the service of the Lord, automatically we become purified. Yes, on the in the third chapter, I have told you. So these are the places where lust sits, and we have to engage them in the service of the Lord. That's when our senses becomes purified, our mind and intelligence becomes purified. So this is like working in devotion is a path of purification. Whereas in renunciation, as we are not supposed to work, we might sit idle. But as I told you in the third chapter, even though we sit idle, what happens in our mind? All the desires, all the thoughts will still keep running. Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh. So what happens in that case? Are we in the process of purification? No. Actually, we are trying to suppress everything, but still the idea of enjoying the material things, the idea of enjoyment is still there in our mind. That's why we will not be able to control ourselves. So that is a difficult path. And also this path is not meant for purification. We will not be able to purify ourselves. Okay. And this one is a joyful process because senses are engaged. As I said, this is natural to us. So we engage all our senses. We don't need to suppress them. We can happily engage these senses in the service of the Lord. Let's say if somebody likes to sing, and if I come to you and say that since you are practicing devotion, you are not supposed to sing anything, then is it possible for you to stop yourself from singing? It is like your passion. You like to sing a lot. But if I come to you and say that, no, 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 you're not supposed to sing anything, you just have to close your mouth. Nothing should come out of your mouth. Is it natural? Is it easy? No. Yes?
Not possible.
Not possible. But if I come to you and say that, okay, you like to sing, so till date you were singing all mundane songs, all movie songs. So if you want to purify your senses, don't suppress your talents, don't suppress your liking to sing, but instead use your singing talents in singing the kirtans of the Lord. You can try to compose nice melodies on the glories of the Lord, and you can sing as you wish. So this way your liking is still supported, but automatically your heart becomes purified. Yes or no? Is it clear or is it confusing?
Yes, Mataji.
Clear.
Yes, Mataji, it's clear.
Yes. So basically, working in devotion, you don't need to stop anything. Whatever your skills, talents, whatever you got, you can all use them in the service of the Lord. But whereas in renunciation, people say you have to hold on to everything, like you have to stop everything and you have to sit idle. That is like extremely difficult for us. Okay. So working in devotion is a joyful process, whereas renunciation here, incomplete renunciation, it is with a lot of struggle because senses are negated. And actually working in devotion is the complete renunciation, whereas this one is incomplete renunciation. Why I'm saying working in devotion is complete renunciation means, so when you actually engage your senses, mind, and intelligence in the service of the Lord, then automatically your lower desires will be nullified and you would develop the higher desires. That's the actual renunciation. Renunciation is not leaving things aside. Renunciation is actually not engaging in those things for your sense gratification, but you can engage in the activities for Krishna's pleasure, for the Supreme Lord's pleasure. That is real renunciation. Whereas the other side, you are not supposed to engage in anything. You just have to be calm, sit idle, don't do anything. That is like incomplete renunciation. Okay. And this is quickly attains the supreme, it takes many births. Since this process is joyful, we enjoy doing this. So actually when we enjoy something, what happens is we feel that the time would be going very fast. Yes or no? When we are happy at a given time, we feel that the days are running like very fast. But when we are actually suffering, what happens is the same days would be like years, they would be running very slowly, right? So when the senses are actually engaged, we feel the process is very fast, very smooth, and very happy. But here in incomplete enunciation, since you have to control or suppress or repression, you have to do repression. That is like a very difficult process, and hence you have to take multiple births to achieve that. Okay. So basically, both ways are meant for liberation, but still, this way, working in devotion, is the easiest way because this is natural to our soul. Okay. Now, Arjuna pondered, how can be detached from actions performed by me? Have you ever pondered? So, you are saying me to work in devotion, but how can I detach from these actions? How can be free from the bondage? How can I not get attached to these actions? How can I do that? So Krishna is saying that you have to act in karma yoga. So work becomes yoga. So what happens is, when you hear this word yoga any time, yoga means connecting us to God. Okay. Anything, any activity, if that is connecting us to God, that is called yoga. Now, here Krishna is saying to do karma yoga. That means do your work by which you can connect yourself to me. Okay, so this is called karma yoga. By work, we are able to connect to Krishna. So, how can we do that karma yoga? So Arjuna's question was, how can I be detached? You can be detached by actually doing karma yoga. Krishna is saying this answer. So here, keeping mind and senses under control, act without attachment or no desire for results, act with body, mind and senses only for the purpose of purification. So basically in the karma yoga, what happens is we do everything, but we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Let's say I am studying, okay, and I'm studying my engineering. So generally how we study for our own sake. But if we are doing the same study with Krishna as the center, then what will be our perspective is we study with the intention that when I study I get good percentage and I might get good job and I would be able to earn better, and with those earnings all my financial needs would be satisfied and I would be able to peacefully concentrate my mind on Krishna. Now with this thinking process in our mind, whatever we are doing, all this becomes Krishna centered. Yes or no? Is it clear or is it confusing? So you are doing your natural duty, but whatever you are doing is Krishna centered. So you are working or you are mm, pursuing your education, or you are taking care of your household chores, whatever the case may be, if you are keeping Krishna in the center. So if you are working, you work with loyalty, you work with sincerity, dedication, and you offer all your results to Krishna, saying that Krishna, because of you, I have got this opportunity to work. So I will do this work with utmost sincerity so that I offer all these results to you and I would like to engage my time in serving you by whatever the income that I get out of this work. So I would like to use some percent of it in your service. So then this work becomes Krishna centered. Yes, when we take care of family also, we should be with this thought process like, Krishna, you have given me this family. So this husband or this wife or this children or these parents, all these people are awarded to me by you. So now it is my responsibility to take care of them. When I take care of them, you will be pleased. So in order to please you, I am taking care of them. So earlier also we serve our family, but here also we are serving our family. But the difference is, what is the difference?
Now it becomes Krishna centered.
Yeah, now our consciousness is changed. Yes, earlier it was for our own self. Now we are doing everything for Krishna's pleasure. Now, you know what happens by this? Automatically we becomes purified. If there is a situation where we are actually getting provoked, if we were in the earlier mindset where we are doing everything for our own sake, if something happens in our family or if something happens in the job or if something happens while we are pursuing our career, then if something goes against our wish, then what we do? We burst out. See, I am thinking this way and the situations are coming to me in a complete different way. Why is this happening to me? I want something and something is happening here. So why everything, every time this one happens to me? Like, why only me? But when you make Krishna as the center, you don't burst out. You think that, okay, Krishna, I'm trying to please you by this work. Somehow I got this hurdle in my path. Now, how can I better handle this? Will I be, I mean, is there any way to solve this hurdle? Or is there, if there is no other way, so how can I tolerate this hurdle? So basically, what we are doing is we are actually getting better here. That's why I said to you, when we work in devotion, we become a better version of ourselves because our center here is not us, our center here is pleasing Krishna. So when we please Krishna, we don't actually act on our anarthas, lust, anger, greed, all these things. We don't act. They might come up, but we try to control them, because if I act on them, Krishna doesn't like it. Let me try to deal this situation in a matured perspective. So this thought process comes to us. Yes or no? Am I saying whatever I'm saying, is it correct? Is it meaningful to you or not?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So, and also we don't attach to the results. This is one thing that causes lot of stress to us. See, when we do something, we do with the expectation on results. Yes or no? When the results go up and down, we become frustrated. Yes. So we might be attending an exam, a competitive exam, and we have studied well, but let's say the results were not up to the mark that we expected. What happens? We usually get depressed. But when we do it with right knowledge, with the knowledge of pleasing Krishna, then we understand that, okay, I have done my best, but still, if Krishna is giving me this, then there is some reason in this. Let me try to handle this in a better way. So, whatever the situation might be, if Krishna is the center, we don't end up making the situation more worse. Actually, the situations are not so worse, but our reactions to those situations make the situations more worst. But when we make Krishna as the center, we deal with those situations with a more matured and a more meaningful way, so that we can get out of those situations with a proper attitude. Okay. Yeah. And then result of such work. What happens when we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna? Let us see. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. You see the figure, the image right side? So the lotus leaf, we can see that there might be many droplets on that leaf, but will they be able to attach? I mean, will they be able to stick to the leaf? The water? No. When we actually do the leaf like this, what happens? Everything gets cleared off. So similarly, when we work with this mindset, karma yoga, like working with devotion, with the devotion perspective, what happens is all the sinful reactions will be like a water on the leaf of a lotus flower. So we will not be attached to those results, and we will not be bound by the sinful reactions. That's how we would be able to stay in the world, but still we will not be touched by the sinful reactions, will become untouched. So this is the technique of doing our work. Okay, when we do our work with us as the center, then we would have to get all those reactions. But when we do everything with Krishna as the center, then all those reactions will not touch us. Okay. So this is the first part, that is step, stay in the world. So Krishna is saying, you don't leave this battlefield, you have to stay in this world. You don't renounce this world, stay in the world, go and do participate in the war, fight the war. That, but change your consciousness while doing your work. You work for me, you work for my pleasure, so that you will not be touched by the sins. And moreover, working is your natural tendency, and you will when you are doing that work, you will enjoy it. You can joyfully perform that process. Okay, that way you can do your duty. That is karma yoga. So the next part is the three doers. So let us see what are these three doers. See, the three doers here are, the first one is soul, the second one is super soul, third one is material nature. So the soul, he has his free will, he can desire things. So basically, we all have free will. So now we have been registered for this course, and every day we said that for the next 18 days we have classes from 8 to 9 p.m. Now, if even though you registered for this course, is it your free will that, I mean, do you have free will that you can attend this course, or you can skip this course and you can watch some movie? Do you have that free will or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So at any moment of time, we have our own free will. Nobody can force us. If we want to do something, we can do that. If we want to do, we don't want to do that, we can even stop that. So basically, Krishna had given every one of us this free will. So with that free will, what we actually do is we express desires. Okay. The soul is the one that expresses desires. Okay. Let us see what happens next. We have super soul. He is the second doer. Super soul sanctions based on karmic credit. And third one is material nature. It carries out the actions to suit the desires. Let me just explain this with the next slide. You see this? Jiva is the soul, and Jiva, since he has the free will, he expresses his desires. I want to eat an ice cream. I want to watch a movie. I want to go out with my friends. All these desires, Jiva expresses. Ishvara here represents the super soul. So when I say super soul, yeah, so soul, where does the soul stays? I told you in the second chapter.
In the heart.
Heart, correct. So along with the soul, there is super soul in every living entity. So what was the size of the soul that we discussed on second chapter, in the second chapter?
1/10,000th of the tip of the hair.
Yes, that's correct. Now, what is the size of the super soul is? The size of the super soul is the size of our thumb. You see, this is the size of the super soul. So basically, soul and the super soul, they both reside in the heart of the living entity. So what happens is, super soul is none other than one of the features of Krishna. Okay, soul is us, super soul is one of the features of Krishna. Now when we desire, what happens is, super soul who is sitting right next to us, he would be listening to those desires, and based on our karmic account, he would grant us those desires. Let's say I express a desire that I want to find a job where I can earn 2 lakhs per month. Okay, this is my desire. I want to find a job, and also the condition is that job, in that job my salary should be 2 lakhs per month. This is the desire. Now super soul, whatever the desire that is expressed by the soul, super soul understands the desire, and if I have my credits Like if I have done some pious activities in the past, which would be possible to grant the desire, then super soul would grant that desire. So let's say in the earlier I have done some good deeds. Now whatever my desire, like earning 2 lakhs per month, fits with the pious credits. Now I have a lot of pious credits, and the super soul checks the pious credits, and okay, whatever the soul desires is okay. I can accept. I can sanction this desire. Now what happens is, through the material nature, I would be awarded a job with 2 lakhs per month salary. So through the material nature, as in basically through the companies outside. So I would be getting a call, I would be undergoing an interview process, I would be undergoing the selection process, everything, and I would be getting selected, and I would be given a job where I can earn 2 lakhs per month. So how this is happening? The soul is expressing the desire, and Ishvara, that is the super soul, based on our karmic credit, he orders the Prakriti. Prakriti as in this nature. Okay. And Prakriti arranges for that desire and performs action so that Jiva's desire would be fulfilled. Okay. So by this, what happens is Jiva becomes temporarily happy, but desire is not satisfied. He wants more, he wants better. So basically, when the desire is satisfied, Jiva becomes temporarily happy. And let's say if the Jiva desires, and if there are no karmic credits, like my pious credits are not up to the desire that I have expressed, then what happens is Ishvara, Paramatma, straight away rejects the desire. So Jiva becomes frustrated and feels hopeless. So two conditions here. Who are the three doers? Jiva, Paramatma, and the material nature, Prakriti. So when Jiva desires, Paramatma checks the pious credits, and if that is okay to sanction, he sanctions it, and the material nature make it happen. And if our desire is not in sync with the pious credits that we have already achieved, then Paramatma straight away rejects that desire. This is for a normal person. Now, when we are actually practicing devotion, what happens, Let's say when we are expressing a desire, and Paramatma checks our karmic account, and my karmic account doesn't have that credit. But still, since I'm practicing devotion, let's say I'm expressing this desire that Krishna, I don't have a job and I'm facing financial problems. But if you can give me a job where my financial needs are fulfilled, then I would be able to pleasantly concentrate on you. So this is the desire I express to Paramatma. Now Paramatma checks my karmic account. There is no scope that I would be getting a job. But still, what happens, since my intention is proper, that I want to go further in bhakti, what does Paramatma does, he would award me a job where my financial needs are actually satisfied. So when we do devotion, our karmic reactions would change. Ideally, in my karma account, I did not have the opportunity to get a job, but still Paramatma grants it because I am in the path of devotion. So this happens also in a reverse way also. Let's say there is a chance that from my family ancestor side, uh, it is in my karmic account that I would be getting a lump sum amount of money. So this is as per my karma. But if Paramatma sees that if this Jiva gets this much money in her life, then she would become very proud and she would be very arrogant. All her nature, humble nature would be lost. Let me stop that getting of money in her account. So what is this? Actually, based on my karma, I'm supposed to get that amount. But since I'm doing devotion, Krishna is thinking about me that if you get that amount, maybe you are feeling that you would get the amount, you can enjoy and all, but that enjoyment is not good for your devotion. All your nature that you have gotten so far, that would be spoiled. So I would not allow that to happen. So basically, Krishna personally interferes in our karma when we do devotion. Is it clear or is it confusing?
It's clear.
Clear, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. So that's why many people would ask, Mataji, is there any option to change our fate? So fate is something that is already decided. Destiny is something that is already decided. How can we change that? You can definitely change that by taking to devotion. So either your positive fate or your negative fate, both can be changed. Positive fate as in you might be getting a lot of money. Yes, Sneha Mataji, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji. Like in Bhagavad Gita, I read Krishna tells that he doesn't interfere in our karmic reactions, right? But
Hmm.
here you said I got a bit confused. I don't
Hmm.
understood that part.
When we don't do bhakti, Krishna doesn't interfere. But when we start doing devotion, Krishna personally interferes. Okay. Whatever the statement that you read was a generic statement, like it is in general.
Okay.
So he doesn't interfere in our karma. It is in general. But when we are actually start doing your things to please Krishna, when you are actually giving your time to serve Krishna, then Krishna would personally try to change your karma. Because in Brahma Samhita there is a shloka, it says this, like karmani nirdhati kintucha bhakti bhajam. If there is anything that can change our karma, our fate, our destiny, it is only devotion. Because I told you in yesterday's class, right? So Krishna is like a loving father, loving mother. If something is really good for our devotional path, Krishna grants that, even though that is not there in our karma. But if something is really going against our spiritual path, Krishna would not grant that, even though that is there in our karma. So this is like actually Krishna personally interfering in our karma. When we do bhakti, Krishna does this. Okay, Mataji?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Desire is the culprit. So basically, the desire is the reason for us getting into this trap. You see this figure? You see this image? What is happening here? Tell me. What happened here?
The
This
rat got
mouse, the rat. Okay. This mouse, so this was in an assumption that it had read the sticky note and it was thinking that there is happiness here. I got this $100 here, and let me just go and get this $100. So what happened is, with the desire of getting more and more, it actually got into this trap. So basically, the desires for our own self are nothing but traps in this material world. Yes. So as long as we have this desires to enjoy more and more, to eat more and more, to satisfy our senses more and more, they are like traps in this material world. So as I said, we are not here to enjoy. Human intelligence has been awarded with the higher intelligence, not for enjoyment basically, but to know the reality. Why we are being taking these bodies, why we are being going through these sufferings, miseries. Let me just put an end to these miseries. For this reason, higher intelligence is awarded. If we are using that intelligence to, desiring more and going after those desires, they are actually like traps. Okay. Yeah. And the third section is, it is equal vision. विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव स्वपाके च पंडिताः समदर्शिनः. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and a gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater who is an outcast. So basically, what happens is, when we receive this knowledge, the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge. So when we receive this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we start seeing everyone with equal vision. So why do we start seeing everyone with equal vision? As in, we don't see them with their outer coverings. Till now, we have seen persons with their outer coverings. So it is like, this person belongs to my family, this person belongs to my place, this person belongs to my country. So we are related. But when we receive this knowledge, we understand that we are actually bound by these coverings. We are all souls. At the core level, we are all souls, and everyone is accompanied by Paramatma. So when this knowledge, if we have realized this knowledge, then automatically our vision would be equal to everyone. Yes or no? Yes, no?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Till now we don't have this equal vision. We feel ourselves the more, the people related to us as more, we feel I mean attracted, or what I say, attached to them more, because we are identifying them with this bodily designation. But with this true knowledge, we start seeing them at the soul level. Then what happens, that's why the people who have practiced devotion for years together, they start seeing everyone equally. Even though he is an enemy also, they sees them equally, because they see them at the level of the soul. But now we could not see them because we are seeing everyone on the bodily platform. Yeah, that's why we don't have the equal vision now. But when we get this knowledge, we automatically develop this equal vision towards everyone. Yeah, equal vision on oneself. What happens when we get this equal vision? How do we deal with ourselves? We become equal in happiness and distress. So basically, uh, when we understand that we are souls and we are related to Krishna, so when we got this realization, even though we get something or we lose something, we get some profit or we get some loss, we get some pleasure or we get some pain, we become unshaken. Right now, we are disturbed because we are thinking this body is me. When something happens good for this body, it is like good to me. When something happens bad for this body, it is like bad to me. But when we realize that this is like a dress, okay, this body is like a dress, and I am not this dress. See, let's say I'm wearing this sari. So it is like me and the sari, are we both the same? No. Yes. So similarly, we are souls and we have taken this covering. This body is a covering, like a dress. So till now we are identifying ourselves with this dress, and that's why when something happens positive to this body, we are becoming happy, and when something happens negative to this body, we are becoming sad. But when we got the true knowledge that we are souls, we are not this body, and when we realize that knowledge, then what happens? If something happens wrong to this body, if something happens bad to this body also, we become stable. Yes or no? Of course, saying this is not so easy than realizing it. Like realization, it takes a lot of time. As I said, it needs sadhana. It takes some years of practice to realize this. But still, you just think on a perspective that I'm trying to present here. Till now, we are in the bodily platform. That's why when something positive happens to us or to our family members, we are feeling happy. But when we got the right realization that we are not this body, we are the souls, then automatically, even though we might not get good marks, or we might not get good salary, or we might not get promotion also, we don't become shaken, because that's okay. That is like some designation to this body. But as a soul level, as the spirit soul level, nothing had happened to me. Even if something comes to me or something lost for me, there is nothing that happens at the soul level. Yes or no? Think of it. So I gain
Yes,
something
Mataji.
or I lose something, it is related to this bodily level. But at the soul level, there is nothing like gaining or there is nothing like losing. Yes, that's why we become very stable in both pleasure and pain. Okay, so when we get this equal vision on ourselves, this is what we do. And we naturally become tolerant. As I said, we become equal in happiness and distress, means as in we become tolerant. And also we give up unrealistic expectations from oneself and others. So basically all the problems today that we are facing is because of this unrealistic expectations. So when we do wrong, we say that's okay, it happens sometimes like this. When others do the same mistake, we say, how can you do this? Can't you be careful? Yes or no? We say this to others. But when we get this equal vision, we understand that, okay, we are in this material body. We are all jivas. It is okay to make mistakes. Humans, to err is human. Yes. So we understand that nobody is perfect here. If someone has to be perfect, it is only the Supreme Lord. We are all his parts and parcels, and we are prone to make mistakes. So we understand it at that perspective, and we try to become tolerant, and we don't have the false expectations on the people around. Even though they make mistakes, we would develop that great feeling that Fine, it's okay. We are meant to do errors. Let us just forgive them. So I am not perfect. Similarly, they are also not perfect. If there is anyone who is perfect, it is only Krishna. We are not perfect beings. So we get this understanding and we don't keep false expectations on others. That's why we always become peaceful. When we develop this equal vision, automatically we become peaceful and people around us would also become peaceful. Okay. Is it clear? Yes, no?
Yes, Mata.
Yeah. And what happens when we have equal vision on others? Real brotherhood perceives everyone as the temple of the Lord. So there are many peace committees that are going on between countries together to maintain this universal brotherhood. But is that happening? Is it happening now?
No, Mata.
No.
No, Mataji.
So until and unless we identify ourselves as the souls, we get this right knowledge, we cannot develop this brotherlyhood feeling between different people. So without this true knowledge, whatever committees you conduct, at the end of the day, it is like, I am great, my state is great, my country is great, we are great. So this comes at the end of the day. But when we have this true knowledge, what is there? Today I have taken birth in India. Now there might be a case that next birth I would be in America. So what is the big thing in this? So today we are in this place. I have taken birth here. My soul has entered a body that has taken birth in this land. So next life it would be a different case altogether. So it is like the souls, everyone at the core level, we are souls. So let us just maintain this universal brotherhood. Everyone's body, Paramatma is staying in everyone's body. It is not that only Indians are great. It is not that only this country people are great. No, we maintain universal brotherhood because we understand everyone at their core level. Okay, automatically peace establishes in the universe and perceives everyone as temple of the Lord. We start seeing everyone as because they're in their body Paramatma is residing, so we see everyone as the temple of the Lord. So these are the benefits for having equal vision on ourselves and on others. Okay, and how can we develop this equal vision? By getting this right knowledge, Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Yeah, then this one. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयो नय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So basically, we are all hankering after the materials and enjoyment. Yes, so we all develop these desires like, I want to go there, I want to eat this, I want to buy this, I want to live like this. So we all develop these desires and we are actually running after these desires, and these desires are actually the traps. As I have shown you in the previous slides, the rat getting trapped in the that trap. So similarly, when we are going after our material desires, material sense enjoyment, they are nothing but the traps. So let us say when you see this image, yeah, when you see this image here, there is a center image here. You see this, the middle one. What is it?
I think frog.
Okay, it is a trap for an elephant. Okay, so you know what happens? An elephant, a male elephant, always likes to have the pleasure in touching a female elephant. So what happens, the hunters uses this trick to trap the elephant. What will they do? They make a pit with a very huge size, and they will cover that pit with all grass and branches and leaves, and they'll make sure uh, uh, a female elephant stands by the side of that pit. Now, when the male elephant sees this female elephant, so with the desire to get his urges satisfied, that pleasure of touch, to get that satisfied, the male elephant starts walking towards the female elephant, and in between there is this pit. So what happens? The male elephant, when he puts his leg on that covering, basically that is like a light covering. When the male elephant puts his leg on that covering, it falls into the trap. It falls into the pit. This is how they capture the elephants. I mean, they'll trap the elephants. Similarly, when you see a deer, so deer has the desire to hear the sweet music. So the people who want to hunt the deers, they know how to play the flute or any music so melodiously. So when the deer hears this, what happens? The deer runs away from a distant place to this hunter. So as soon as the deer comes near to the hunter, he will stop and he will get he will get the deer caught in the trap. So basically, whatever the sense pleasures that we are trying to run after, they are actually our traps. You see, for elephant, it is just the pleasure of the touch. For deer, it is the pleasure of hearing a melodious voice. So for us, when we see ourselves, it is like all these five senses are actually the sources of getting trapped. Yes. So we see something, we get attracted to it, we contemplate on it, we develop desires, and we develop lust, and we develop anger, and all our anarthas get evoked, and we just start running after them, and we forget the meaning, purpose of our life. So we have five such senses who are attacking us. A wise person doesn't engage himself in satisfying these senses, because these senses are basically the sources of misery. So in devotion, that's why we say that we have to engage all these senses in the service of the Lord. Because if you don't engage them in the service of the Lord, they will become your traps to get caught yourself in this material world. Right? So when you see the shloka, O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. They are like temporary pleasures. See, when you develop a desire, let's say I want to buy a latest model of iPhone. Now I got this desire. So I have asked my parents and somehow I have got money and I've purchased the latest model of iPhone. And will all my desires be fulfilled by just buying an iPhone? So what happens, initially we get
No.
this feeling, if I get iPhone, that's all. I will be happy forever in the life. This is the feeling we'll have. But when we buy the iPhone, actually, maybe we'll have that happiness for 1 or 2 days. Then as soon as it starts getting old, do we develop another desire or not?
Yes.
Yes, we develop.
Yeah. So we develop another desire. And again, so we want to get that desire fulfilled. We run after that desire. And it is like that desire also says to us, our mind says to us, if you fulfill this desire, done. You don't need anything in life. But again, even we struggle a lot to get that desire also fulfilled. Again, the mind expresses one more desire. Again, we try to go after them. So basically, when we see our life, we are just living a life where we are expressing desires, going after them, trying to achieve them. If we achieve them, we develop few more desires. If we don't get them, we show frustration, we show irritation. But when you see, I mean, when you just identify your life as a third person, is my life awarded for this reason, to develop desire, to go and get the desire fulfilled, and to make one more desire and to get that also fulfilled, is for this reason have I taken birth? So when we ponder it this way, we understand that we are actually losing the purpose of our life. So nobody, no material education, nothing would say this. It is only Bhagavad Gita which shows a mirror to us. It says, you are thinking that you are living happily by going after all these desires. But you know what happens is, this is the mirror. Your desires are the reason for your misery in this world. You are not actually fulfilling the purpose of your life. As a soul, you don't want all this. You are related to Krishna, and your purpose is you have to connect back to Krishna. That is your purpose of your life. If being getting this rarest human form of life, you are still going after your desires and getting them fulfilled and thinking that that is the ambition of your life, then that is like a biggest trap. Yeah. So wise person, you should not go after these desires. You should know what is the purpose of my life. Let me try to get aligned to the purpose every moment. So this is the thinking of a wise person. And for that, sadhana is really, really important. Sadhana means chanting the holy names of the Lord, every day listening to Bhagavad Gita. I don't say you have to listen to 1.5 hours every day. It's like minimum 15-20 minutes of hearing to Krishna Katha, hearing to what is our identity, how can we connect ourselves to Krishna, how much Krishna loves us. All these details, when we hear every day, we understand, or we keep that knowledge on top. When we don't hear, you know what happens, let's say after these 18 days you are completely disconnected, then within few days Maya captures you and says, okay, anyway you heard Bhagavad Gita, that's fine, you also got the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, let us just live normally. So after receiving this much knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, after understanding that we are souls and the desires are basically the culprits, they are the reason for our suffering here, still our mind says that let us just desire for one more thing and go after that. So that is the nature of this world. We have to be very careful. We have to have a strict sadhana practice. We have to chant the holy names of the Lord every day. We have to listen to Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Katha every day. We have to associate. We have to come in association as best as possible, like as twice or thrice a week. So all these things are really needed. Otherwise, we will be carried away by our desires and we will lose the meaning of our life. Yeah. Fine. And the last part is the peace formula. So, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Mam Shantim Ruchyati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material nature. So basically, Krishna is giving us a super duper formula here. That is the peace formula. How can we stay peacefully in this world? By understanding three things, we can stay peacefully in this world. What are those three things? The first thing is to understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. The second thing is Krishna is the supreme controller. The third thing is Krishna is the real friend and well-wisher of all of us. Now, when I say Krishna is the real enjoyer, then that means we, as parts and parcels of Krishna, we are supposed to please Krishna. When we start pleasing Krishna, what happens, you know, we will also automatically start enjoying our life. You see, there are many people who are having some millions and billions of money in their bank account. Still, they would be needing sleeping pills to have a peaceful sleep. Yes or no? Have you heard of these people? Have you know anyone of that sort? Maybe they might have the luxurious, most opulent life, which we usually aspire for, and they would be having some millions and billions of dollars in their account, but still they would be taking sleeping pills to, to get a nice and a peaceful sleep. So basically, we think that by getting the purchase power in this world, we will be happy. But there are many people who had got everything in their life, but still they are living a miserable life. They would be having a worry, anxiety in their life that what happens tomorrow? Will I be having a same position in the society tomorrow? So what happens if somebody comes to me with an intention to rob everything from me? So he's having so much anxiety going on in his mind. But whereas when you see a devotee who is living very simply, very peacefully, by pleasing Krishna, by serving Krishna, when you just try to converse with him, even though he would have a very simple life, you can experience the joy in his life. Why? Because he is trying to participate in the enjoyment of Krishna. When we try to enjoy our own self, keeping Krishna aside, then we would not be able to enjoy. But when we try to join in the enjoyment of Krishna, understanding that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, let me try to serve the Lord, the enjoyment that we are going to get by serving the Supreme Lord is topmost, top class enjoyment. Okay, so that way we can be very peaceful. And the second point is Krishna is the supreme controller. So when we understand that, this automatically we become peaceful. So we are also controllers, like we have control on few things in our life, but when we look at in a bigger picture, I have only few things in my control. You might have few things in your control. But if we want to control everything, it is just Krishna who can control everything. Yes. So as a person who belongs to this house, I might have the control over this house. As a person who belongs to your house, you might have control over your house. As a chief minister, he might have the control over the state. As a prime minister, he might have the control over this nation. But if there is anyone who can control everyone, it is just Krishna. So now, if Krishna is the controller, will Krishna do some harm to me? Is there any chance that, let's say if somebody is in power and if we don't have good terms with that person, then usually we'll be very fearful, right? That person is in power, he might try to attack us, he might try to do some harm to us. We'll be having this fear. But here we are saying Krishna is the supreme controller. But when we see the third point, Krishna is not just the supreme controller, Krishna is also our real well-wisher and friend, Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam. So, the person who has the complete control on the entire universe is our best friend. So, he is always trying to do the best to us, and he is in control of everything, and he is the ultimate enjoyer. If I try to please him in his enjoyment, then whatever Krishna does to me is for my own benefit, and Krishna can control anything and everything. Now, if we have this knowledge, won't we be peaceful? Just think of it. Won't we be peaceful? Most of the times we will not be in peace because we always have some worry, like what happens if something is taken away from me? What happens if I lose something? So all these fears would be there in our mind, and we'll not be staying peacefully. But if we know that the person who can control everyone and everything is actually my best friend, then what is the need for me to worry? He is there to take care of me. Of course, sometimes there will be some situations in my life that are actually seeming as not good to me, but over a period of time, I can understand that that bad situation, what I thought earlier, was not actually a bad situation. Krishna had made it happen for a better good in the future. So when we understand that, there is no question that even though our life becomes upside down, even though our lives becomes completely reversed, we will be always at peace when we understand this. Because Krishna is always in control. He knows what is best for me. So today I might be thinking that whatever the situation that I got in my life is bad for me, but Krishna definitely knows, and Krishna definitely gives what is best for me. So when we have this understanding, we will never be in a position to feel morose, to feel sorrow, to feel sad. We will always remain peaceful. Yes. So this is the peace formula. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme controller, and Krishna is our real well-wisher, Suhrut. Okay. By knowing this, we can be peaceful in this world. This is about chapter 5. Let us quickly recap the summary. Yeah. Chapter 5, and the acronym given to it, this is STEP, stay in the world. So should I have to renounce everything or should I have to work with devotion? Then Krishna says, it is natural for you to work. So better you work with devotion. By that, you will be untouched by your sinful reactions. Just like how a lotus leaf is untouched by the water, you will also become untouched by your sinful reactions. The second aspect is the three doers. Who are those three doers? The soul, the super soul, and the material nature. The soul desires, the super soul sanctions, and the material nature make it happen by the order of the super soul. It is all based on the karmic account. But when it comes to a devotee, the karma completely changes because Krishna personally interferes in our karma there. And E is the equal vision. When we understand that everyone is a soul and Krishna in the feature of Paramatma, Krishna as Paramatma is accompanying everyone, then we start developing equal vision on each and every one of us. So our perspective towards us changes and our perspective towards others changes, and we can become very peaceful, very happy, and we can make others also happy around us. And P is the peace formula. How can we be peaceful? By knowing the three things, that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme controller, and Krishna is our real friend and well-wisher. By knowing this, we can stay always in peace. Yeah. Let us quickly chant 5 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra as we have completed 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Yeah, you may also please join chanting with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, thank you so much, Matajis. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Yes. Is it clear, today's chapter?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hope you are trying to understand few things from Bhagavad Gita by
Yes,
this
Mataji.
session.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
It's
Mataji.
very interesting.
Hari Bol.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada had given all this to us in a very interesting way. So otherwise, Srila Prabhupada knows if these souls are like very so much conditioned. So we need to present this knowledge in a very interesting way. That's why Prabhupada had given to all of us this knowledge in this way. And hence we are able to get this knowledge, show some interest towards this, and able to understand something of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Any
Hare
questions?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, what you said in this class is whatever the good for us, Krishna thinks that and gives that
Yeah.
only. That is wonderful, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, we are thinking that we are praying so much. We are giving seva or bhakti. We are doing bhakti. But why this is not happening to me?
Yeah.
We are, so many people like this only thinking, Mataji. Me also like that only. That whatever the future that is not good for us, Krishna thinks that and he won't give that if it is happy for us. But Krishna feels that is not good for us.
Yes, Mataji.
So that is very nice, Mataji.
You know what? Generally, what is the highest degree of love that we express in this world. What is that? It is a love between a mother and a newborn child. Yes or
Mother
no?
and yeah.
So the love that Krishna had for each one of us is like millions of mothers' love towards us. It's not just one mother, millions of mothers' love. So when we understand how much Krishna is loving us, we automatically, I mean, we feel like, how come I have ignored you these days? How come I have kept you aside and I was living like this, Krishna? You are loving me like this. So it is our natural tendency, right? When somebody shows something to us, we want to reciprocate. But unfortunately, we forgot how much Krishna is loving us, how much Krishna is trying to give to us. When we understand it by reading Bhagavad Gita, when we maintain this association, we will get to realize how much Krishna is loving each one of us. And then we don't stop ourselves in going towards Krishna, in loving Krishna, because we become so
Yes, Mataji.
much, indebted to Krishna's love. Krishna is loving us so much, so much, so much that we cannot express in words. It is like millions of mothers love on us. Yeah.
We should pray for others also, Mataji. They
Yeah.
should have this love from God very
Yes.
quickly.
Yes, Mataji. Out of ignorance, sheer ignorance, we just look up towards God and we say that, what have you done for me? You always do this to me. But we don't even know what had Krishna done for us in so many lifetimes. What is Krishna doing in this lifetime? What is Krishna going to do in the future lifetimes? If we just imagine and calculate what is Krishna is doing, we cannot reciprocate. Not even a far thing. We cannot reciprocate with Krishna.
Yes,
We might
we will know,
understand
Mataji.
the value of a breath at the time of corona. Yes or no? How
Yes,
many
yes, Mataji.
how many breaths we are taking freely at that time when we want that oxygen? How much money we had to pay for an hour of oxygen supply? Yeah. So you know
Yeah.
what? For a bread to convert into blood, so what we eat to actually get it digested and to convert into the form of blood, to
Energy.
have the energy flow in the body. So Krishna is making it happen like this. We don't even know. We eat everything. We put everything in the mouth and we get it inside our stomach. But how that is getting digested and all, we don't know. You know what? Some of the scientists, they try to build the system of digestion, and for a piece of blood to convert into a drops of blood, it is almost like some kilometers of machinery is required to convert that to a blood. Now we have a very little, this much stomach. How Krishna is doing this? This is a wonderful act of Krishna. When we start observing the nature, when we start looking at what is happening around us, what is happening within our body, who is making our heart to beat? Are we making it beat? Yeah, now it is you. You go lub, you go dub, you go lub, you go dub. Are we saying to our heart? We do all nonsense with our body and the still heart is beating. Who is making it work? Who is making our lungs work? Who is making our digestive system work? Who is making our excretory system work? So everything Krishna is doing for us. When we start realizing that Krishna's love to us, then we cannot stop ourselves from in loving back Krishna. Yeah. So this is our humble attempt in presenting to you how much Krishna is trying to reach to us, how much Krishna is loving us. Yeah. If you can understand this and if you can make your little attempts in going towards Krishna, then this opportunity of you getting to listen to Bhagavad Gita is completely justified. Yeah. Once you complete all these 18 chapters and again you go on into your busy life without bringing any transformation in your life, then all this becomes waste. Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Fine. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Very nice class, Mataji. Thank you. Dandavat.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Mataji.
much. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow with our
Thank you.
6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.